Little roofing job today. What we've got here is a slipped hip tile and a broken hip iron, so we're going to get up the ladder and see what one's doing. Okay, go. Now, but for the gutter, that would be off there. As you can see, the hip has been here a very long time, and for whatever reason, the last tile has slipped down. I suspect the hip iron was busted or given way. So we're going to need both hands for this to remove this quite heavy tile. This one's probably going to come off as well if I know anything about it, but what I don't want to do is get into replacing the whole shooting match. So we'll probably just try to restrict ourselves to just these two. Oh, a little bit heavy. So what I'm going to do is see if I can carefully chip that mortar out of there without breaking the tile, and then that can go back. Now you can see here that there's regular mortar, and then there's sort of pointing hard mortar on the edge there. You'll see that. So this is sand and cement stuff, probably lime as well. But this surface here is much sharper stuff, therefore much harder. Yes. There we are. That'll do nicely. So we just need to get back up and have a look at that second hip tile. This is removing the old mortar. Virtually impossible to get that out of there. I suppose I could cut it out with the angle grinder. Here's our new hip iron. Obviously, when it's fitted, it's going to go like that. So how do we know where to fix it? Well, if we position that there, we know that the hip iron ends, it's about 1.5 inches. So we know that's roughly where the hip iron's going to finish. So if we fix it, say 50 millimeters from the last existing hip tile, everything should work out perfectly. Okay, we've got the old hip iron here, causing a nuisance. I've tried to extract it, won't come. And now this tile has started slipping. So as as anybody knows who has ever tried to do anything like this, one thing leads to another. So I'm going to have to carefully extract this one as well. Luckily we've got enough sand and cement, so I'm going to have to remove this and then hope the one above it doesn't start moving as well. So here we go. I'm going to have to put this camera down and pick this up and bring it safely down the ladder. Well, that's reasonably convenient. This has just lifted straight up, and you just need to get rid of this debris, have a tidy up. This one's on pretty firmly, at least it is until we start jiggering around. So we'll remove this debris, have a sweep up, and then see where we are then. Well, just for information, look at the size of that nail. That's a 4-inch round wire nail that was down in there holding the old hip iron in. They didn't take prisoners in those days. And I've got this stuff back together roughly. My feeling is that this slate was broken the day it was fixed. You can see by how old that joint is there. So what I'm going to do is cobble this back together. Yeah, I know guys, but you know, let's face it, the whole roof wants doing in the next few years. So to stabilize this, I've managed to get a screw in there. Yeah, sorry guys. Oh, you roofing guys are going to be absolutely loving this. And what I'm going to do now is see if I can use this fabricated piece of lead which I've just created and fix, just kind of stabilize this. And just try to stabilize this by applying a lead piece with a screw in it. You can see the old flathead clout in there. There's no way we're ever going to fix that again, so we'll just try this just as a sort of stabilizing thing. I mean, once we've got our hips down here, that's going to all sit and hold itself together anyway, I believe. Right, this is Heath Robinson, also here, and according to my calculations, that is where the hip iron's going to go. So let's just get the tape measure out. Each of these hip tiles are exactly a foot in old money. So let's just see what distance we've got here. We've got 625, so that should leave us with 2 gaps of 10 mil roughly. So if that's our first gap, and our second one will come here in the middle between the two, and the hip iron should be in exactly the right place. Just do a dry one, I suppose. Hopefully we've left enough space. It could be it could be a little bit tight, if anything. I think we can live with that. We'll find out soon enough, won't we? Now I'm going to mix up some mortar now. What I've got is builder's sand. So I'm using 6 builder's sand, 1 of blue circle cement, and 1 of lime. Now you might wonder, how did I have lime? Well, I bought this a long time ago in B&Q. It was one of those split bags, and it was like £3 or something. I've used lots of it over the years. So we're going to have 6 sand, 1 lime, 1 cement. Right, that's our mortar knocked up. You don't want it too wet. It wants to be nice and sort of puddingy. Now all we've got to do now is get that to the top of the ladder. Right, I've placed some of our mortar mix in what I think is the right place. So now I'm going to just offer the ridge tile or the hip tile onto there and see what happens. Right, I'm quickly just filming this before I trim any of the excess off. I don't know if you can see that. I've got reasonable joints in both places. I don't know if you're supposed to possibly put the wedge in there to stop them sliding down, but that's where we've got to at this stage. Right, now this mix is for the pointing, and that is 4 sand, that's builder's sand, half of cement and half of lime. And I've got that quite dry. I'm going to use that for pointing in between the joints and feeding into the end of the hip tile. Now I'm going to be honest, I think there was probably a better way to fill the end tile up rather than leave yourself in this situation that I've got. So the job here is to whack enough gear up and under, which would seem to go against the forces of gravity. So let's see if we can come up with a plan. Right, I've fabricated a piece of flat aluminium plate, which it's going to be trial and error. I'm hoping I can sit the mortar on there and it will stay, it'll hold the mortar in place. Well, I don't know, it's just an idea. We'll see very soon. I'm not going to pretend to be a roofing guy. I've had a go. I've had a go, and that's what I've got at this stage. Not quite sure how we get that aluminium out. It can stay there if it needs to. But that's what I've done so far. So what we'll do is leave that all to go off and come back up here tomorrow morning and have a look, see how it looks then. Next morning, sunny and warm. That mortar seems to have gone off. I've trimmed the aluminium stuff just so it's not quite so vicious if anybody else comes up here. So that can stay put. The joints look okay. We're not roofing experts, but we've had a go. Well, thanks very much for watching, everyone. Hope you found that interesting. How to fix a roof yourself, even if you are an old pensioner like me. if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, you'll be able to see what else I get up to in the DIY jobs around the house and around the car as well. Thanks again for watching.